Hello there, this is John Brewer. I'm a Qigong teacher. I'm right here at Wellness Within, right in the classroom that is now a recording studio for the time being. And I'm happy to be here and presenting to you, friends and fans of Wellness Within. So, as I said, I'm a Qigong teacher, and just very briefly and simply, Qigong translates as the cultivation of life force energy. Qi is energy, Gong is cultivation. And why engage in Qigong? There are many benefits, health benefits associated with Qigong, well researched as well. And those benefits include physical benefits, but also emotional, mental, and even spiritual. The components of Qigong include movement and breath, self-massage, and meditation. Those are the four main categories. And we can add on to that sound healing and visualization. Today, I want to focus on breathing, or the breath. Not that we won't be doing some movement as well. And not that we won't be doing meditation too. Meditation, at least generally speaking, we could say is being fully engaged or present in the moment with whatever it is we're putting our attention on. So we can definitely relate to what we're going to be doing today as meditation. And of course, one of the common focal points for meditators is the breath. So what I'd like to do to start with is just have everyone who is watching this video just notice your breathing for a few seconds. Just notice, don't try to change anything, just notice how your breathing is going. So I don't know how it is for you, but generally speaking, what we know from research is that most of us breathe somewhat shallowly. What that means, among other things, is that we're not taking a full breath. We're not using or accessing our entire breathing apparatus. Some of us concentrate our breathing in the chest, and some of us concentrate our breathing in the belly, when it's important that we engage both, and consciously so. So, we're going to start with an activity called conscious breathing, or we could call it 3 deep breaths. And by the way, if you look beneath this video, there are some links that go along with the practices that I'm sharing with you today. And I encourage you to click on those, getting some different way of expressing and some different modeling that'll help you go deeper into these practices. So for our conscious breathing, what we're simply going to do is breathe in and out, only we're going to make it long, slow, and deep 3 times. Before we start, as I mentioned, we want to engage our abdomen and our chest. So on the in-breath to begin with, we're concentrating on the abdomen. You'll feel your belly sort of like it's inflating like a balloon on that first part of the in-breath. And then continue drawing that breath all the way to the top of the lungs. And then breathe out. And we want to concentrate, if we can, breathing in and out of the nose. Now, if that's not possible or comfortable for you, if you're going to breathe out of the mouth, purse your lips and breathe out slowly still, as if you were breathing through a straw, out through a straw. Let's just do 3 long, slow breaths. If you want to place your hands on your abdomen so you can feel that inflation of the abdomen. And then on that exhale, let's use the abdomen, let's contract it a little bit to go ahead and release as much of the air we can on the out breath. 3, here we go. Breathing in. out, in, and out, in, and out, all the way out. Relax and notice. See if something or anything shifted, you feel it all different. It's always good with any Qigong practice in between to take a few seconds to do some noticing, to just sort of engage with the Qi, with the life force energy in and around us. And so another bit of research about breathing is that most of us take between 16 and 22 breaths a minute. That's pretty rapid. Often it doesn't include a very deep in-breath or a full out-breath where you're really exhaling the air in your lungs all the way. So we automatically breathe however it is we're breathing, and that's good. We're still, keeping on. And yet, though it's automatic, we can also choose how we want. We can be conscious about our breathing. And if we do, there's a lot of really valuable health benefits. For example, and you can time yourself with your phone timer or in any other way, and you can check how many breaths you take in a minute, in any given minute. And sort of the gold standard where we want to get to, if we choose to make breathing an area of personal growth, is 10 breaths a minute or even less. There are many health benefits associated with that type of breathing. Right at the top of the list is stress reduction, release of tension, and supporting the vagal nerve system so that we balance our sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, balancing our rest and digest function with our action function, so our action function doesn't get into the fight, flight, freeze place. All right. So let's continue on with conscious breathing, what we're going to call the two-part breath. Breathe in, breathe out, with movement. So I love this sequence of movements that I'm going to show you, because not only am I getting this beautiful, deep, full breath, long, slow, and deep, in and out the nose, but I'm actually kind of stretching my rib cage and doing other movements that help move the air the way I want it to move. So it's a conscious breath. But let's just start placing your hands just below your belly button, and we'll start with just noticing, taking that long full breath, but just noticing the belly extending, or as if a balloon is inflating, and then continuing drawing that breath all the way to the top of the lungs. Just 3 times. Here we go. Start with an exhale and breathe in. And out. If you want, you can sink down and rise up too. Number 2, breathing out. And the third one. Breathe out, sink down, lower your hands. Now as we breathe in, we're going to raise our hands up to the side, breathing in, continuing breathing in, involving the rib cage, and taking the air all the way to the top of the lungs, and then breathe out. In. And out. Sinking down, rising up. Next we'll do ocean breathing. The hands come up the front on the in-breath. In the nose, out the nose, or if you can't go out the nose pursed lips, all the way out. And one more. Now let's reverse that. This is our fourth movement. In and out. Belly, ribs, chest, and out. Let's just do one more of those. Now we'll do what's called dantian breathing. Just breathe in, lifting the hands, palms up to the chest, and palms down, back, just below the navel. Dantian means elixir field. We make our own medicine. We activate healing energies within ourselves with our Qigong practice. Once more. And breathe out. And now take a moment just to notice the energy within you, on the surface of your body, and around you. All right, so I referenced what we just did as conscious breathing. If we just take one conscious breath here and there interspersed throughout the day, primo, good for us. Or 3, as the video link down below will help you understand and practice, or more. We also can call this the essential breath or the remembering breath, just remembering to do it. And we've referenced it as the 2-part breath. Now on to the 3-part breath. And we have 2 iterations of the 3-part breath here. And the first is to help us tune into, become really aware and conscious of our body, the parts of our body that are engaged in breathing. We could call it the breathing apparatus. So the abdomen, the diaphragm, the rib cage, the lower lungs and the upper lungs, lungs front, side, and back. So here what we're going to do is we're going to isolate first the abdomen, second the ribs, and third the chest, especially the upper chest, all the way to just below the collarbones. And we're going to, of course we're going to be still breathing in general, but putting our attention and literally directing the breath to these parts of our breathing apparatus, just to familiarize and almost, I like to think of it as becoming intimate with this process, because it has such value. Let's start, hands on the abdomen. We're just going to take 3 breaths, and just really feel your belly push out as your diaphragm presses out on that inhale, presses down. That's what causes the belly to expand. Think of it as a balloon being blown up and then deflating. On that exhale, go ahead and force air without stressing about it, but sending out more air than you might normally do. Okay, so I started on a nice full exhalation. Now breathe in, concentrating on the belly. And out. In. All the way out. And in. And out. Good. Let's concentrate on the ribs this time. So we'll do our best to not have the inflation-deflation thing of the abdomen expanding and contracting. There'll be some of it, but let's concentrate here on the ribs. Place, if it's comfortable, place your palms on the rib cage, lower rib cage. Fingertips are about 1 or 2 inches apart. And as we breathe in, we're going to concentrate on the low part of the lungs, and we may be able to feel our rib cage expanding. So start with a big exhale. We're going to do 3 breaths this way. Breathe out and in. And out in the nose. Concentrate on this lower, the rib cage here. In. Out. One more. And out. Great. Now bring your hands just above your heart, below the collarbones, and we're going to again concentrate on this section. Direct our attention here, direct the air there. We won't feel our belly going in and out as much at least, or our ribs expanding in and out either. And we're going to concentrate on this upper section. So expel as much air as you can right now and breathe in. You might feel the collarbones and the shoulders rising a little. Breathe out. 2 more. One more. All right. All right, let's link those 3 on a single inhalation and a single exhalation. We'll do a full abdominal, full rib cage, full upper chest breath 3 times. And we're going to raise my arms up as we do this, and you can do that too, just sort of following the air up all the way into the upper lungs. So now we want to see that diaphragm drop and that belly inflate on the in-breath. Here we go 3 times. All the way out. Take a few seconds and just notice. Breathe naturally. I might mention here that if we're not used to this deeper breathing, it can bring about some sometimes lightheadedness, even dizziness. And if that happens, just either stop or sit down, or maybe do the practice seated. You know, always in Qigong we want to give some of our attention to how we're doing and modify our practice so we stay in the comfort zone. All right. So there's a video link beneath here that says 3-part breathing, taught by a teacher from Europe named Kesney. She's great, and this will give you more practice or a different resource to revisit this type of 3-part breathing. I mentioned there were 2 iterations I wanted to share with you of 3-part breathing, and the second one is called Shi-Shi-Hu breathing. Shi means breathe, so Shi-Shi, breathe in twice. Hu, breathe out. Now the trick with this one is the 2 breaths are on the same inhalation. So if I breathe in and continue breathing in and then out, that's Shi-Shi-Hu breathing. They're not 2 separate breaths. It's not breathe out, breathe out. It's one inhalation, Shi, Hu. Now I'm saying the words Shi-Shi-Hu, and I would love it if you would concentrate on the breathing. So Shi-Shi-Hu breathing, along with a form of walking called Guolin walking or Shi-Shi-Hu walking, combining those 2, is used widely in China at at all the major hospitals to support cancer patients in their recovery and in their treatment. And it's a part of an overall social system to provide support groups and practices for cancer patients. Similar to Wellness Within, right? So I hope when we can meet together, not too far down the road, to share Shishihu breathing and walking together. So, but this is 3-part breathing because we're breathing in, and out. In the nose 2 times on an inhalation and then out on an exhalation. So let's practice this fairly slowly, and I'll use my hands just to sort of guide the process. We'll do it 3 times. In, out. In, out. All the way out through the nose if you can. One more. In, out. So in traditional Chinese medicine, breathing, Shishihu breathing done slowly, or really any Qigong breathing done slowly, is considered rejuvenating or regenerating or energizing or calming. And when we do it faster, which we'll do next, we have the faster is associated with dispelling or releasing what the Chinese call the pathogen, which is really whatever is creating an unwell state, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. So we'll try Shishihu a little faster. This will pace, I'll go with this pace. Shi, hu, shi, hu, shi, hu. Once more. I'm going to try that one more time, so the exhalation's a little faster too. Just let's do it 2 more times with the exhalation going faster. Here we go. Shi, hu, shi, hu. And take a moment to notice. Notice your energy. Let you know there's a video link, no surprise I guess, beneath of my teacher Roger teaching Shishihu breathing. And I recommend it. All right, 2 more things to do here. We've gone through 2-part breathing, 3-part breathing, and now let's go into 4-part breathing. Can you guess what that 4th part might be? Yes, it involves holding the breath. So we breathe in twice on the same inhalation, hold the breath, and then breathe out. Long, slow, deep breathing and a complete exhalation. There are many health benefits associated with both breathing in and out the nose and also with holding the breath a little while. It's really it's like we're using our breath as a form of exercise, creating positive stress, which actually releases some of that elixir, those medicines inside of ourselves, promoting, lowering blood pressure or having blood pressure at just the right amount, reducing things like the tendencies towards anything like stroke or arteriosclerosis, and also releasing more nitric oxide in our system as well. And also creating a really ideal balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide too. So let's do that. We're going to continue Shishihu, doing it slowly, and we're going to hold it just for a while, and then you can experiment with maybe longer holding if you like that. So we'll just do it briefly to get used to it. So it's breathe in, hold, breathe out, all the way out. 2 more times. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Once more, in, out. Whoops, I forgot to hold, didn't I? Let's do it one more time. In, hold. Out. And relax and notice. I notice I'm smiling a little more. One of the things associated with breathing in the yogic and the Qigong traditions is it really does become it does become a meditation, and as such it can enhance presence, enhance awareness and being, really enhance calm, alertness, and happiness. So it's really a good thing to do. Just a little bit goes a long way. And so finally, 5-part breathing, and you guessed it, it involves holding the breath on the out breath this time. So we're going to breathe in, she, hold, breathe out, that's the 4th part. And the 5th part is we hold our breath on the exhalation. Harder to do. We don't really hold our breath on exhalation much. Like when we're swimming underwater, we take a big breath and we hold it. We're kind of used to doing that here and there now and then. So this is kind of maybe new. It's part of that idea of your breath work being like an exercise to help the body make its own medicine, if you will. So we'll just do it 3 times. We're going to continue. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, and hold. Here we go. Take an exhalation. In, hold, exhale, hold, in, hold, exhale, hold. One more. Inhale. In, hold, exhale, and hold. And relax and notice. So I don't have links that go along with the 4 and 5-part breathing, but you have this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you well with everything in life. And if you choose to do Qigong practice, I wish you well with that. And if you emphasize breathing now and then, breathing practice, I wish you well with that. And I wish you health, happiness, and deep fulfillment of life. And I'm looking forward to connecting through YouTube with you again soon. For now, fare thee well.